Back in 2022, the NBA community saw one of the more shocking trades in recent history involving Indiana and Sacramento. And to refresh your memory, the Kings in this trade sent Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson to Indiana for Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Justin Holiday. The reaction in the moment for NBA fans as well as analysts was that Sacramento got robbed blind and Indiana walked away as the clear winners. And the biggest advocate of this thought was indeed JJ Redick, who had these comments after the trade.
Tyrese Halliburton has been the best player on that team. As Woj said, and unlike Richard, who says Josh Hart is his guy, I think they may know each other. Tyrese really is my guy. This is a close friend of mine. I can co-sign what Woj said. He was determined to turn things around and be part of that rebuild in Sacramento. I know he's shocked right now, but they traded away their best player. They also traded away one of the most prolific three-point shooters in recent NBA history in Buddy Hield. They've got one guy on that roster right now shooting over 33% from the three-point line in Harrison Barnes. Darren Fox can't shoot. Sabonis can't shoot. So you're building a team around two non-shooters with a bunch of non-shooters. Make it make sense, Zach.
Now, after seeing that clip right there, you would think Sacramento got back no pieces, no all-star players, and no good assets. And for me, in the moment, I thought I was crazy because realistically, I thought the Kings edged out Indiana by getting Sabonis and trading away Halliburton. And I will play devil's advocate. Giving up Halliburton was tough, as he's a great young player and a great young point guard. And I do understand completely, giving up Halliburton was definitely hard for Kings fans, and Pacers fans have definitely embraced him. But let's not get it twisted. In return, they got Sabonis, a two-time All-Star, and proven player with stability. Now, with that being said, looking at this next clip, it is the ultimate disrespect to Kings fans, as well as Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis is a really good basketball player. Clearly, he's an all-star. It just doesn't move the needle for the Kings at all, though.
Watching both these clips so far a year later, they have aged like spoiled milk. As the Kings offense post this trade, in 2023 are averaging nearly 120 points, which is first in the NBA. Their offensive rating is third, they're third in assists, and third in true shooting percentage. Out of the entire NBA looking at every team, only them in Boston rank top 5 in all those offensive categories. And if you want to talk three-point shooting, which was a concern, Sacramento this year ranks 10th in three-point shooting with 4 players above 35% and 2 guys above 40%. Saying someone like Sabonis, quote-unquote, doesn't move the needle should be etched in Kings history and in their lore, as Sacramento right now is first in the division for the first time since 2003 and the highest win percentage since 2005. And looking at their franchise history, right now they're on pace to have the highest offensive rating of all time. Sabonis quite literally was an instant impact player who 100% moved the needle. As for the Kings, after being traded, he averaged 19 points, 12 boards, 5 assists on 55% shooting. Sabonis' overall impact off the bat should have been expected because once again, this guy was a proven all-star, who back in Indiana as the first option put up 20 and 10 on the regular. And looking at Sabonis' best teammate, that is indeed Darren Fox. And if you want to look for impact, look at Fox's play post-Sabonis compared to previous. As back in 2022, after this trade, he averaged 29 points, 7 assists, 4 boards on 50% shooting. And this year, out of his entire career, he has career highs in field goal percentage, 2-point percentage, and true shooting percentage. And still looking at efficiency, Fox right now is one of 9 players, averaging at least 24 points on above 50% shooting. Sabonis' overall impact on Fox and the team has been unprecedented. And by far the most underrated part of this trade is that Sacramento unlocked Fox and got an all-star in return. As the duo of Fox and Halliburton, while they were exciting, I don't think that team and that duo could have competed in the West like this team. And one thing I do want to touch on is all-star voting and making the all-star game. As Fox right now has yet to be an All-Star in his career, and Sabonis is looking for his third trip to the game. In my personal opinion, if I could, I would have both these players on my All-Star roster. But unfortunately, one of them most likely is going to be left off after being very deserving. As right now looking at the voting, Kevon Looney, yes Kevon Looney, has more votes than Sabonis, and Austin Reeves is ahead of Darren Fox. Once again proving someone like Sabonis, back in 2022, and especially now, is highly underrated. And staying with Sabonis for 1 second, looking at his offensive impact for the Kings, it's been unprecedented. As with him on the floor, the Kings' offensive rating is a staggering 122.2, compared to without him, where it's 111.7. That overall differential is 10.5 points in offensive rating. For comparison's sake, looking at both KD and Steph Curry, their overall net offensive rating is a plus 9.5, 1 full point behind Domantas Sabonis. And going one step further, looking at traditional stats, Sabonis this year is averaging 18, 12, and 7 on above 50% shooting. Out of the entire NBA's history, Sabonis, Jokic last year, and Wilt from the 60s were the only players to accomplish that. And both Wilt and Jokic those seasons won MVP in runaway fashion. My point being, there are very few bigs in the NBA today, as well as in NBA history, who are as versatile as Domantas Sabonis. And with the Kings being a 4 seed, if he doesn't make the All-Star game, that is highway robbery and an indictment on how we pick All-Stars. And getting back to the main topic of this video, that being the Sabonis-Haliburton trade, I think this move for both teams has revitalized two stagnant franchises, as the Kings once again got a non-guard All-Star to pair with Fox, and the Pacers got a much-needed reboot with a fantastic playmaker and unselfish leader. And if you are a Kings fan, for the first time in basically 15 to 17 years, you're happy and proud to represent your team, as Sacramento right now is relevant for the first time since the Boogie Cousins trade to New Orleans. And my last overall point for this video involves fans as well as media members. As for me personally, I never go with the flow and take ESPN's word as the gospel. As once again, looking back at this Kings trade, in the moment they're ridiculed, made fun of, and downright disrespected. As looking at Sacramento post this trade, they have Sabonis and Fox, two borderline All-Stars who I think should make it, both in their mid-20s. They have the best offense in the NBA, a competent head coach, and 3 supporting cast players who can get you 20 any night, that being Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, or even Malik Monk. Sacramento for most of my life has been a basketball wasteland, but finally they have hope with a young duo and a great young team. And like you guys know, light the beam and keep lighting it all the way to the playoffs. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.